You know, I'm keeping the shades, you know? I don't know, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. You know, I'm thinking kind of adds a little bit of the mystery element, you know? Even though you guys already saw my face, but I don't know why I have this. I don't even know where the fuck I got this from. Besides the point. Today's topic. So, it's been over a year now since I've been making music. I started making music back in June of 2023. And you know, it was kind of crazy. I always wanted to make music, but I didn't know where to start. I thought maybe I should learn music theory first. Maybe I need to play guitar. Or maybe I need to, I don't know, join a choir or something. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And this is ever since I was a little kid, keep in mind. When I was a kid, I was in choir, but I wasn't the best at it. As a kid, I was in band, but in my school, if you didn't do band in elementary school first, they wouldn't let you do band in middle school. But then they changed that rule a year after I left middle school, so now anybody can play any instrument. That pisses me off, by the way. That pisses me off. I had that opportunity last year. God gifted me this opportunity in the form of a Twitter link, which I thought was a virus, but thank God it wasn't a virus. Shout out to that dude that gave me that link. But that form came in FL Studios. Back then, in 2023, I made this little journal. It's like a music theory journal. So that way I can learn everything about music theory while I'm learning how to use FL Studios. But if I really want to learn something, I really want to do something, I'm going to put 200,000% into it. I'm going to try to learn it. As I struggled in the beginning making music in FL Studios. I didn't even know how the fuck to use the program. Figuring out every little like nook and cranny on there, like there are so many things I did not understand about this program. But like, I kept on watching YouTube videos. So I was working at Starbucks, and sometimes I could put in my AirPod, I could put in one AirPod while I work. I would just have videos and tutorials just playing through my AirPods while I'm working. Even though I'm not working on FL Studio, I'm kind of working on it on the go. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think FL Studio is a very beginner-friendly DAW system. Oh! So I had to figure it all out on my own. And the first thing I wanted to learn was how to make a beat. I had in the beginning when making music, I didn't know what I wanted. I just wanted to make a song, or I just wanted to make a fucking an EDM track, or I wanted to make a drum and bass track. The first beat I ever made, allow me to show you guys. Found it. This is the first song I made on FL Studios, June 9th, 2023.
Count 100 years, nigga. Diamonds froze, chill, nigga. I went platinum independent, then I signed my deal. Nigga, young nigga, 17, all he do is kill, nigga. And I'm drinking on that mud like a oil spill, nigga. Gucci jacket, oh yeah. Saint Laurent, oh yeah. Bust down, cost 100, nigga, that's a trophy. Ballin' like I'm COVID, shoot you like Ginobili.
I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Like, I didn't know what the basics of what to put into a song was. This was supposed to be a hip-hop beat, not an EDM track. I don't know what you even call this, but it is something. I was really hard on myself back then, obviously, because I was making something new and I really wanted it to be good. And this is the first time I ever made it, and I was frustrated at first. But listening to this now, for a first track, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, it's on beat. That's the most important thing, it's on beat. The sounds could be better, but it's on beat. So, I'm proud of myself for that. Now, let's take a look at the second track I made. This track I made was when I wanted to make a drum and bass song, because I really like drum and bass music. So, I tried to use like the Say So song, and to make it like that. However, it clearly, that just fucking grabbed me by the ears, punched the shit out of my eardrum, thrown it on the ground, and said, listen, man, because this shit This is actually ass. The first one I made wasn't that bad. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to do here. Everything is just all over the place. Oh my god. Yeah, I remember at this point in time, I was really frustrated. Because obviously, you know, I have the tools, I'm making music, but I don't know what the fuck is going on. This right here is what saved my life. Because I did not understand the most important thing when it came to music, and that was a key scale and chords. Like, I was just like, I just do shit together. If it sounded nice, it sounded nice. I didn't care if it was off key. I didn't care if there were no chords, none of that. It took me a long time to understand even what chords are. Shout out to my boy Jukebox. You know, go check out his SoundCloud if you haven't already, because that dude, he's hella talented. He's the one that really helped me how to really understand chords. It took me months to understand chords and chord progressions. I still say now, I still struggle with it now, but nowhere as much as I did in the beginning. Music is, it's like learning another language, to be honest with you. It's not that easy. It really isn't easy. And I think that people saying that, maybe they're just saying that because it's easy for them. But I think it's just so much that you have to understand and take in order for you to have your music be what you want it to be. And now I know what you're thinking. If your music sounded like that then, how the fuck does this sound now? Here's one of my newer songs now. So much better. If you can understand now, you understand where I'm going with this. I understand what the sound I want now. Okay, I have an idea in my head. So my process, how I make songs nowadays, is I come up with a melody in my head. I think of something. So I heard this one sample, this one where this girl, she's just like, because there was another song I made where, I'll show you that. I'll show you all that too. Don't worry, we'll get to that. But I like that sample a lot. And I kept on saying it in my head. And then one day I was like, what if I made that like a house beat? It would be like, and then there'd be a part where it would be like, live on, live, dun, dun, live on, live, dun, 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 dun. I understood a little more what I wanted to do. I made this song so much quicker. This took me like an hour to make. A lot of my other songs that I make take me so long because I'm figuring out what I want to make while I'm making it. That's one of the biggest struggles. When you want to make something, you can't just force yourself to do it. You really got to sit down and think with yourself, what do I want to do? How do I want it to sound? How can I make it sound that way? Feel me? I started to understand more the fundamentals of how to make a song. You know, how to structure it, what kind of sounds go well together. But another one that I was really struggling with and I didn't get was mixing. Mixing, to me, was the scariest thing. I was so afraid to learn how to mix, man, because, you know, if the mixing can make or break a song. Like, if your song has a bad mix, you can have really good sounds, but if the volume level isn't controlled right, the effects are just done wrong, blah, blah, yada, 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 it's trash. It's trash. But if you have a good mix, that could probably make you, that could literally, you got the golden touch. A good mix can literally save a song. This song I made was back in, I'm gonna say like March like 18th maybe. And I came up with 3-song EP where it's called like Midnight, Sunrise, and Sunset. And I'm just making music depending how I feel when traveling to certain places. The song Midnight, the mix, I was so confused on how to mix songs. One of my friends, KYD Mari, follow him on YouTube if you haven't already. He got some banger balls. But one of his friends helped me out and showed me, you know, understanding how to mix a little bit better. And when I understood how to mix better, it changed everything for me. I don't use this to mix no more. It does not help me. It don't help me. This big boy right here, this is what I like to mix. Mixing with speakers just helps you bring out certain sounds, you know, because you have to understand what frequencies. Sometimes the headphones don't pick up certain frequencies. The Audio Technicas are great, but I think they're better for like lower frequencies versus like the speakers. You can really change what sounds you want and stuff, yada yada yada, whatever. So what I do is right click on the volume, so that way you only have just the one sound playing, if it's that. And then you slowly bring them up the way you want it to sound. If you want it to be really loud, you want it really quiet, you figure out which way. You figure out the way you want it, and you do that with each and every track, so that way you can get the right volume. And eventually it all comes together. EQing I thought it was so difficult. I was like, I don't understand, it's so complex. It's really not that hard. All you have to do is just make sure that you have room for the certain sounds and frequencies. If you have something that's way too high, and you have another thing that's also using a high frequency, you have to pick which one you want, cut out the other one. Mastering, once again, is just another thing where it's just all volume. It's all it is. Like, you just have to make sure that your volume isn't too high, so that way when you master it, it can really bring the life into it, and it can really bring out the loudness. I like to use Ozone. I use Ozone 11 when I master it. Honestly, just use presets. It gives me exactly what I want. I just like clear sounds. I like things that sound clear and concise, people can hear it. Mastering's not that hard either. One of the reasons why I even want to get into music anyway is because I want to make my own video games someday. And I have so many sounds in my head of how, you know, so many songs in a video game will sound. So when I make my own video game track, I have a certain idea. And I know what I want. I feel like those are probably my strongest suits. I mean, shit, you guys hearing all these videos I'm making. This video game track's in there. That's a lot of what I used to listen to. So like, I mainly listen to a lot of video game music because I'm like trying to get an idea of what I want when I come up with my own game. And now that I have more of an idea, I've been making a lot of tracks coming up with these games myself. That could be another video another time. But like, all in all, if you want to make music, do it. Go out there. As soon as you have the opportunity to, take it, grab it, go for it. If you see a link on Twitter, check if it has artists first, and then take it. I love making music. I've spent countless nights. I'm up here 8 hours in making music, and I don't want to stop. Honestly, I'm so glad I'm making this now instead of later, because I'm only a year in, and I'm at a point now where I'm pretty satisfied with how I'm making music. So just imagine how things are gonna sound 2 years in, 3 years in. Start now, nigga, and get on FL Studio.